Sorry. Okay.
Okay, I call the meeting to order to deliberate and consider actions on the following items. Judge Weeks is in a meeting in Jasper, and Commissioner Thompson also had a meeting today, but we do have a quorum. And we got 4 agenda items, and we're going to start with the first one. To discuss and appropriate approved professional services agreements with O'Brien LLC for disaster debris monitoring and consulting services. Miss Holloway?
Trying not to be with my back to the camera. Yeah, that's better. My back's not to the camera. This is on our disaster debris monitoring. We chose, and we went out for RFP. We chose Witt O'Brien's, and we're at the point to where we need to approve the contract. Is it back there? No. But anyway, Olin and I both looked at it to make sure it was up to FEMA standards. We had Ms. Courtney look at it for the legalities, and she was good with it. They've got their fee agreement, their fees in there, just like they had bid out. So we checked all that, so we're ready to proceed. And
I'm assuming Chris.
That's bleeding through somewhere.
that's Morgan. Okay, now she fixed it.
So this is a new contractor?
Yes, sir. This is going to be on our debris monitor. You know, because we've got the contract is DRC
On the pickup, yeah.
on the pickup, and we're required to have. Oh, thank you, Shannon. We're required to have the monitors to watch the loads and everything. FEMA requires that.
Thompson Cole, Soldier, the one that did have the
And
contract.
they were, yes. And I believe that you just, you know, are you guys?
This, Owen said this, orange also has.
Yeah.
Sorry, let's do it.
And they've been really good. I've been in conversation with them several times the past couple of weeks, getting their contract ready. And they're like us. They're very well aware that it's almost June 1st. So they wanted to get everything going so we could not be legal for hurricane season.
Yes, ma'am. Motion?
Make the motion.
Second. Motion's been made by Commissioner Benson and second by Commissioner Wyatt. All in favor? Carried all 3. Number 2 is discuss the appropriate authorize to reopen housing application period for CDBG contract 18385-000B094 and 18384-000B093. Ms. Holloway?
All right, this is the 2015 housing that, let's see, 94 contract is May 31st, which is Monday. We did get written confirmation that it has been extended until November. They've extended this one, and 93, the contract ends August 31st of this year. They've also extended that one to November 30th of this year. Judge had come to me and Rhonda, and he wanted to open this back up. We're looking at probably one house, at least one house on the 94 contract. What we had to do with the money left is with Acton, I got with the DA, there's a possibility we're going to have to negotiate with them to, you know, because they sent a big bill right at the end and we've never paid them and we haven't heard from them. But on advice from the DA's office, she's supposed to be contacting them so that we can see what we need to do if they're wanting to pursue before we get into this and start spending the money. So we held half of what they asked, and then the rest of it we moved over into construction. So we'll be able to, like I said, we can do one house, at least one house, maybe 2, depending on how much we end up paying them. On the other contract, there's we will be able to do at least at least 3 houses, and it depends on the size of the house. If they're all 2-bedroom, 2-bath, you're looking at about 210,000, something like that. So we know we can do probably 3 houses. If this is approved to open this back up today, we are going to put an ad in the paper and put it on the website and put some flyers up. We are going to stress in big bold letters that the funding is very limited. And we're going to put on there what they need, because if we get a packet, if we get an application, and from our initial review, if everything's not there that we can prove eligibility, we're going to mark them denied and go on to the next one. We have to do them in order we get them. So we are, if it's approved, we're proposing to open it up on June the 1st and close it on June the 30th.
So how would that be mixed in with the list that we already have?
The list that we have, all of those have been deemed ineligible. We did talk about that. They have, the ones that were left have major deed issues. Some of them didn't own the house, they own the land, some of them own the land, but didn't own the house, that kind of stuff. So they have all been deemed ineligible.
It's a low income,
Yes, it is low income.
what do they consider low?
35? 35,000?
It's based on the number of people in the house.
Depends on the number of people in the house. That is the first thing. But we have a schedule. We'll have available.
no sale come with application in?
They have to wait, even to come get the application until Tuesday, because it won't hit the newspaper until Tuesday. They also, they must own the house and the land it sits on. They have to have a deed showing that they own both properties. We have that, we have bad issues with that. Low mod, taxes must be current on the house and the land. What was the other thing? Oh, and they have to, be able to prove they had 2015 damage. If they filed with FEMA or, like get reimbursed or whatever, they have to have a copy of their letter telling us if they got reimbursed or if they got denied. They have to send us all that. And and in the packet, there is a checklist of things that they need.
They just say go get back.
Yeah, they will need to come get a packet, and that'll be Tuesday. Yes, and that's utility bill and stuff like that, that shows everything there.
So you're really basically talking about on the B094, just one house, and that's the 2015, right?
Yeah, those are, but these both are 2015.
And about 3 on the 93, right?
Yes.
Right. All good, Philip?
Yeah.
I need a motion.
Like that motion, they open the housing application period for the CDBG contract. 18-385-000 B-094, and yes, the K-18-384-000 B-093. That's that.
Motion's been made by Commissioner White and seconded by Commissioner Benson. All in favor? All 3 carried. Okay, number 3 is discuss the appropriate consider to take action on necessary concerning the approval of the 2016 floods and Harvey buyout program guidelines revision. Number 2, relating to the Stafford Act and the maintenance of the flood insurance. Mr. Taylor?
Commissioners, we came before you several times discussing the Stafford Act. We did get a clarification a while back from the GLO, basically stated the Stafford Act was not applicable to the buyout programs. Once again, basically what the Stafford Act says is if FEMA funds or federal funds have been used for the repair or reconstruction of a house in the floodplain, that homeowner is then required to maintain flood insurance on that structure. If they do not, they're not eligible for any future assistance as it relates to repair or rehabilitation or reconstruction of that house. At the time, GLO said that carried over to buyouts as well, that they would not be eligible for the home to be bought out. They have since clarified that and said that the Stafford Act does not apply to buyout. They do not have to maintain insurance in order for their property to be bought out. We do have several homeowners that applies to, but at this point in time, we need to revise the guidelines that were created for both the 2016 buyout and the Harvey buyout in order to proceed with assisting those homeowners in the buyout of their property. Yeah. Just need to know if Commissioner's Court is in favor of making those amendments to the guidelines and moving forward with those buyouts at this time. The revisions have been posted for the required time frame. There were no comments received on it. So at this point in time, if the Commissioner's Court does go forward with it, then we'll submit it to GLO for their blessings, and the guidelines will be revised.
This will help. This help us.
Yes, sir. This is better. Yeah, we have at least 4 homeowners that this is applicable to, that this determines whether we can proceed with purchasing their property that is in the floodplain or whether we cannot. As well as any additional homeowners with the Harvey buyout program that it might apply to.
Need a motion?
Make the motion, we approve the 2016 flood and the Harvard buyout program guideline revision number 2 relating to the Stafford Act. And make this a flood insurance.
Second. Any second?
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner White and seconded by Commissioner Benson. All in favor? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 4, discuss and appropriate take necessary actions to upgrade the Eventide phone recorder and purchase IP host phone lines for the new phone system at the sheriff's office.
We're passing some new quotes out now there. Some of the additional license fees got added just yesterday. And so this is basically the new phone system being installed at the sheriff department. And we just postponed them until we can get all this situated. But the recorder that will record all of their live phone calls is what we're needing to upgrade on. On the total here, $5,000 somewhat dollars is just for licenses. So we can move up to the new phone system. The old licenses that we use with the other phone, I mean, we're just changing phones, but they're saying we need all new licenses for that, for it to work. And then we also have a quote for, and I don't see it in y'all packet. It's in y'all documents in the folder on iPad if you want to look, but it's 15,000.
15.
Total is 17,646 for a new recorder. This old recorder uses 30-year-old technology to transfer their files around our network to get onto the storage device, which is really not secure for anybody at this courthouse. So I'm recommending that we upgrade that. BedCog is going to pay $15,000 of the reimbursement. And it's not that often that they offer that reimbursement. So, and the recorder that they have, they no longer offer any ports for it or any of that. If it goes down, you're stuck with the whole bill if it doesn't offer any reimbursement. And then there's another quote for an additional $1,600 for the storage of the files from that recorder.
So this is something we can take with us when we move?
Yes, sir.
And this is hooked to our new phone system?
That we're getting installed, yeah. And everything that and I was talking to Shannon this morning, anything that we're spending money on, we're looking down the road as to use effect for it.
Yeah.
You know, because we're not gonna put a lot of money in something in a lead year that doesn't make sense.
But we really ain't spending a lot of money.
Really, if you look at it, debt card is a saving grace for us. You know, and I call them and thank you for that because, you know, they get funds from the state for that, very purpose. And I mean, when we found out that we was gonna get 15,000, you know, that was a sign of relief. Even though we still have to spend money, we don't have to spend that much money.
And they're supposed to work, this, Vistacom is gonna work directly with DEPCOG and us. And supposedly within that 30 net day of billing, they're gonna have it to where the DEPCOG and ours is coming in at the same time, where we don't have to run it and then wait for a check to come out from DEPCOG. He's gonna work with us on that.
That's not, any entity of the broadband project that got on.
No, sir.
It's not, I just said,
This is just our new phones to be able to get, so we're gonna put new phones in there regardless, but we need to have them recording because of emergency 911 or if the, you know, sheriff gets a phone call and he needs to look back on that conversation. It's gonna be recorded and on file. Any of the deputies.
And, and going forward, in the law enforcement side of the house, we have to be able to provide those things, those according to the court, facts.
And we're gonna have them put recording on all the cell phones, so.
wait a minute,
I don't need them.
you might not want to hear that.
You don't want to hear what I got to say.
Somebody need to take that some.
All right,
I need a motion. I need a motion.
I make a motion.
I'll say.
Motion been made by Commissioner Benson and seconded by Commissioner White. All in favor? 3 carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Thanks, Shannon.
All right.
Anybody else have anything good to say about our county?
This is the greatest county I lived in.
Appreciate that, preacher.
Solid thing.
We needed to hear that.